Welcome to High Quality Boots, and today I will show you the Haix GSG9-X. So therefore, let's have a comparison to the Nepal Pro that I showed you in a recent video, because I think these two shoes have a lot in common. Let's look on the back. Very similar, don't you think so? The Nepal Pro also has this ankle protection on both sides, same as the GSG9-X. We have this thing here. The GSG9-X, the shaft has a little different form, so it goes very high here and then it goes kind of low, whereas the Nepal Pro is a bit more doesn't have this big change. Yeah, the laces I already showed you, but also like the front, very similar. You don't have this thing. The Nepal Pro, it's smooth leather, not with this grain, but here the tongue, the same as you can see, like, because the tongue here also has this texture as here. I definitely prefer these laces because they won't break. With these ones, I don't know, I'm not convinced that they really last. Sorry to say that. Yeah, the Nepal Pro has the pocket for the lace, for the shoelaces, whereas these ones have this fancy pocket. Sole is the same on the Nepal Pro. You have the same Vibram sole. So to me, these two shoes are almost identical. They're very minor changes. So let's have a look to the original GSG9 model, because I think the GSG9-X almost has nothing to do with the original GSG9. Yeah, the looks. I mean, the original model has the Haix initials on the inner side and the logo on the outer side, and it has this Gore-Tex part. It has the Davos sole. I think that's what they have in common. They're very light. But yeah, the construction is completely different. I mean, on the original GSG9-S, they use a little bit thinner leather, so I think this is only 1.8 millimeters. And what happened here, so this pair was only worn for 4 days, and because this smooth leather, which is not so thick, so if you, not sure if you can really see this, so you know, if you hit a stone, you immediately have these scratches, whereas this rubber band and this thicker leather is much more resistant to, yeah, if you hit a stone or thorns or whatsoever. So therefore I would say this construction, or, you know, let's say Nepal Pro, especially in the toe area, is much more solid than this one. Also, that's the original GSG9 is a much more simple construction. So if you look from up, you can also see like the Nepal Pro and the GSG9-X. Yeah, it's, I would say, it's definitely the same design. So now if you put this one next to it, it's also quite, it's a quite slim design. And I have to say, like, from all Haix boots I have worn so far, I think the GSG9-S fits me the best. This X version feels very wide around yeah, around this part here and the ankle. So the GSG9-S fits super good. Even though the GSG9-X, they don't say anything that this is a wider version. They also have the double hole frame insole. I don't know why they use these type of eyelets here. So in terms of reliability and ruggedness, I would say these eyelets are the way to go because they're super solid. They won't break whatsoever. The standard laces like this, they also will last very long and be very solid. You don't have this pocket. That's just things that makes shoes more expensive, like to have this pocket, have this system here. If one of these things here rip out, I mean, here's also like, it's a bit less solid, but actually I have to say, like, this construction here looks to me much more solid than this one. Anyways, I think the point is I find it a bit confusing why they name these pair of shoes GSG9-X, because I think they don't have anything to do with the GSG9-S, and they have much more to do with the Nepal Pro. So it's basically a Nepal Pro with this puncture protection in the sole. So yeah, tell me what you think about it. Thanks for watching. Leave me a comment, write me a message, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this, and see you next time. Thank you very much. Goodbye.